Right. Mr. Crispin.
Councillors, that's page 49 on attachment 3, the officer's response. Page 49 on attachment 3.
Right, good morning, gentlemen. Now we are time-bound here, 10 minutes, please, and lovely picture of Black's Beach there behind you. Whitehall. Okay, 10 minutes, thank you.
Well, first of all, on behalf of the people of Gisborne and Hawke's Bay, I'd like to thank this council very much for being there for us in the environmental issues before us all, and of course the transport issues also, namely rail. That's why we're here. I just briefly want to go through our submission. I've given you handouts here today, and can I stress, please, like I did to the other two councils on Thursday and got a good feedback from them, could you take this material and observe it? Because we're pensioners and it's all volunteer work we do. And we've given it to you because part of our submission is we wish you guys to be informed properly so that you can put pressure on government as to why we need the rail. Okay, the first issue is the submission. And it's right up in front of you. It says the mayor here. It should be chairman, of course. So our request is for the chairman, in this case, and councillors to lobby government at the next local government New Zealand conference, 21st of July, in Hamilton, and any other suitable opportunities to assist in restoring the rail service this year. Desired outcomes are to improve our export competition, local economy, employment and environmental outcomes. Now, I gave you a handout there with a pretty picture of the Hawke's Bay Regional Council long-term transport strategy, and you'll see on the bottom with 3 pictures, pretty train going up the track also. So it's in the mix there, and I think that's north of Wairau, that picture. It's up near Beach Loop. So here's where we are. Dr. Robin Gwynn is notably Napier City Council and wants to speak on this show after me. I'm here and have been here for 13 years in various forms, Napier Heavy Traffic, SEAC, and a few others called Paramo Residents Association, etc. And we've always come to you on environmental grounds, and it's very clear that today we're exercising the same concerns. Because if you come out to the motorway on any given day, we can show you the pollution coming off that expressway. And we've got many, many more trucks coming on the road now than we ever had before. And it can simply be mitigated by putting rail back on the surface again. And look, all the trucks coming down from Gisborne, Janet and I travelled down tonight, and it was like a Dodgem car episode. I mean, the trucks, just streams of them coming up and down the road, and that road can't take it. You might also have seen the Gisborne Herald Saturday night. Very important study came out showing that Hawke's Bay and Gisborne are the most dangerous roads in the country. Very important. I gave it over to Hawke's Bay today, editor, and asked him to reprint it, but so far he hasn't done so. So I've given you a copy of it here today. And Ming Fern said quite clearly in there the way to get around the situation is get rail back working again. And I think this is the part of where we've got to go from. I was told by Richard Taylor, or Sir Richard Taylor, of notability for the movies, that our strongest case when he reviewed it was on environmental grounds. Now, this council has a big stick. I mean, look at Hastings and Hawke's Bay Regional Council. You guys control the whole area of Hawke's Bay, basically, along with Tim of Central Hawke's Bay. But, you know, we really need to get at the government and say, we have liabilities up here. We control, Hastings District Council controls all the way up to Tipewi, way north of there, and up Wairau. Now, Gisborne District Council only controls 34 kilometres of that line and roads, and we control 186 kilometres. So we do control a lot. You guys have got a lot of big, powerful support there. You can tell government that we have a lot of area to look after. So, unfortunately, Napier City Council is a small egg in the pie. Of course, they have to look after local citizens concerned. So that's the basis of where we are. I don't want to go on about what's in the submissions here and the addendum we gave you today, but the addendum says all we want to say is that the roads are wearing out so fast now. 9,600 times one truck wears the road out faster than one car. That's not my study. That's a study from an engineer study in America, and now we have a transport engineer letter, and they're also backing it up. So we're saying we don't want to pay for it. We're ratepayers. The government's telling us we should pay for more roading repairs. Hastings District Council, Lawrence Shield is complaining in the press about so much money that they need to fork out for local roading. And Napier City Council, same problem. And Gisborne's got a massive problem of local roading falling apart through heavy trucks. And you just have to see what's happening up there. This truck, look, down the Tim territory, well, Dannyvirk, this morning in the Hawke's Bay today, a truck rolled over and killed sheep. And I feel sad about that because I got 60 sheep of my own. And I know that's a very sad thing to see. Okay, the roads aren't built for these heavy trucks, it's quite clear. So we should be moving lots of freight by rail. There's no question about this. So, keep on doing what you're doing, but keep the pressure up is all we're asking to do. And I know Fenton, I've got to acknowledge that Fenton and Alan have done a massively good job, great job. And you should be very proud of their efforts and their work. And we are. So that's why we're here. Now, Robin, on the environmental issue, if the last concern we have is that this problem is going on unnoticed by central government. When you come along to central government, you say, we have a job to protect the environment for those people. The government doesn't. It doesn't even acknowledge there's an environmental problem with trucks on the roads all the time and polluting our neighbourhoods. They don't care. But you people can, and you can say it's in our charter to look after this environment. So give us the tools to do it. Anyway, Robin?
If I could just add a couple of financial issues into the mix. Ken's dealt with the environmental and health ones in particular. I just want you to bear in mind the strategic necessity for Hawke's Bay long-term to keep rail. This is partly a matter of what you might call economics 1, about there being a need to have competition. And if you get rid of the rail and you only have one form of freight transportation, then we will all have increased costs. And it's as simple as that. But the other area, which isn't quite so obvious, relates to something I brought before you last year in a personal submission on the long-term plan, which has to do with fuel costs. Rail is, by everyone's agreement, much more economically efficient than road freight. Now, the Bolland report to government, which emphasised that, came out in 2010. And the stats it chose to use for fuel costs are already out of date. All the experts think that fuel will double in price this decade. It is highly likely it will double again next decade. And you have to build in the fact that the New Zealand dollar is at a high point historically and is unlikely to stay where it is. If you put that together, what it means is that if you've done away with rail, if it's gone, then Hawke's Bay will be severely disadvantaged against other areas which do have the economic advantage of rail freight. So I just wanted to emphasise those strategic reasons for retaining rail. Thank you.
Right, we have a minute there left. Any questions? Councillor Dick.
Well, perhaps I would just make the comment, there's no media here, that submitters would be both aware that there is a proposal in front of Kiwi Rail and the government at this point in time. We're keeping it under the media radar, and we'll do so for as long a period as gives them the chance to reasonably consider the proposal. But I have a feeling probably that it will get into the public arena maybe next week sometime.
We didn't, I think, know that there was actually a proposal up running. Great. If it's something you think you can support, we urge you to support it, because we really would like to see action taken this year to get back to rail.
Yes, well, Ken is aware of it, and has been doing the right thing and keeping the lid on it, but there's no reason why he can't. Tell your colleague about it.
Yes, I mean, we were in contact with a lot of businesses in Gisborne and Hawke's Bay, like North Hawke's Bay. And Waira, for instance, they lost between 20 and 30 jobs when that timber mill closed down. Now, that's biggie for Waira. I grew up in Waira. I went to school there. And, you know, that area needs development. We don't want to see it go backwards. And rail can offer cheap transport, much cheaper than roading. And the issue, of course, of carbon use, we know, and everybody knows, that trains are 4 to 6 times more fuel efficient than ton carried.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kent. We're out of time. Thank you, gentlemen. And yeah, any chance I get at the local government conference, I will be talking, and whatever ears will listen. So, thank you.